Hello and welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. Back in 1994, the prolific and exceptionally talented Reiner Knizia created the German language game Auf Heller and Pfennig, which, my mangling of the German language aside, translates to something along the lines of To the Last Penny. The game was subsequently translated into the English language game Kingdoms, and enjoyed several editions under the stewardship of Fantasy Flight Games, including a reskin as Beowulf the movie board game, before going out of print. But now, thanks to Avalon Hill, a brand new edition of Kingdoms is coming to retail in June 2025, and it has been given a stunning space-themed makeover, becoming the rather more fabulous Cosmolancer. Avalon Hill and the always awesome Kent Caliber ensured I received a review copy, so today we're going to take a closer look and talk about why this has become an easy contender for my favourite release of 2025 so far. Cosmolancer is a small game, a 2 to 4 player experience that you can slot into the beginning or end of your game's evening and easily wrap up in 30 minutes. And it comes in a neat slimline box with a frankly stunning cover. The art is beautiful, and the graphic design with the white band framing a star-spangled title that incorporates a camera lens as the second O is wonderful. It's a presentation that speaks of a wacky out there experience that the game simply doesn't create. The art here is the work of Charlie Layton and Hugo Kuehler, and the latter you may recognise as the artist for one of my favourite games of last year, Life in Reterra. It's art in a style that reminds me of the Franco-Belgian comics. Think Tintin, Asterix or the Smurfs, and it attempts to sell the idea that players are spacebound photographers on a mission to snap the many wonders of the galaxy. But really, it's just a decorative glaze to make the maths-heavy mechanisms that underpin the gameplay more palatable. Ultimately, Cosmolancer is not a thematic experience, neither were the previous editions, but who really cares when the game looks this good and plays so well? Inside the box we have what at first appears to be a rather chunky rules book. Don't panic, it includes the rules in 5 languages. The actual rules cover just 3 pages, and then there is a page-long explanation of scoring and another page of simple game variants. Next we have the board. The branding with the gold foil lettering on the reverse is a nice touch, and it folds out to reveal a lovely spacescape. Again, that sense of place is largely irrelevant to the game, but who wouldn't want to go for a quick trip around those constellations to marvel at the space whales? The rest of the components are housed neatly inside the embossed plastic insert. There is a wooden turn marker in the shape of a little spaceship, there are wooden camera tokens in 4 colours, there are card chits for keeping track of the interstellar credits the players have earned. These are really thin, but at least they aren't paper money. And then you get a wedge of 22 game tiles, each with a unique illustration. These, thankfully, are considerably thicker than the credit tokens. However, as good as the presentation is, the gameplay is even better. A game takes place over 3 rounds, and in each round players are attempting to earn the most credits possible by carefully positioning their cameras to snap photographs while avoiding various hazards. To set up, place the board in the centre of the table and place the cute spaceship on round 1 of the round tracker. Next, take all of the game tiles and swirl them up face down beside the board. Then deal 1 face down to each player. They are allowed to look at their tile. Each player also receives a set of coloured cameras. They get 1 level 4 camera, 2 level 3 cameras, 3 level 2 cameras, and then a number of level 1 cameras dependent on the number of players. 2 in a 4-player game, 3 in a 3-player game, and 4 in a 2-player game. And that's setup done, you are ready to select a first player. On your turn, you must perform 1 action from a choice of 3, if possible. If you have a camera available, you can place 1 on the board in an empty space. This is how you score points. But be warned, at the end of the round you only recover level 1 cameras. Level 2, 3 and 4 cameras are lost for the rest of the game. If you don't want to place a camera, or you can't, you must instead place a tile. You can either take 1 of the face down tiles, look at it and then place it on the board in an empty space, or you can choose to place the tile you were dealt at the start of the round. Some of the tiles have positive values, some have negative values, and some have special abilities. And that's it, place a camera or a tile, and then the next player takes a turn. This will continue until there are no empty spaces left on the board, at which point the round is scored. It's time for fun with maths. Each column and row is scored in turn. First add up any positive values, then deduct any negative values. Each player with a camera in that row or column then scores that many points, multiplied by the value of the cameras they have present. So here in column 3, which is worth 4 points, green has one level 3 camera, which means they score 12 points, 4 points times the level of their camera. Unfortunately, row 9 has some hazards, which result in that row being worth a -9 points, and that means the same camera that scored so well in column 3 will also score 3 times -9 for the row, a massive loss of 27 points. Muddying the water slightly are 4 special tiles. There are 2 meteor showers. These act as walls, splitting a row or column into 2 or 3 parts, each of which is scored separately. Here, for example, yellow will only score 2 points for the tile on their side of the meteor shower. The hyperdrive tile is a double-edged sword. It doubles the values of all tiles in the same row and column. So it could help you score big by doubling positive values, or it could slam you by doubling negative values. Finally, there is a black hole, which simply negates all the positive tiles in its row and column, leaving only negative points. I don't care if it's scientifically incorrect to say it, I maintain black holes suck. After scoring the whole board and advancing the round tracker, players recover their level 1 cameras, discard any other cameras, shuffle the tiles face down again, deal 1 tile to each player, and then begin the new round with the player who currently has the most interstellar credits. It is an incredibly simple game. You can teach it in minutes. After a couple of turns, players are going to understand it, and after the first round, they are going to see that despite the simplicity, there is so much to think about. The decision points are nuanced and layered, and sometimes agonizing. For a start, you have the tiles. There are 2 sets of 6 tiles valued from 1 to 6. There is 1 set of 6 tiles valued -1 to -6. Then there are 4 special tiles. So the quantities and types are common knowledge, and anyone at any point can see what tiles have been played and which tiles are still in the pool. This can help them plan and play the odds. You will constantly be questioning the best course of action. If you play a camera early before too many negative tiles have hit the board, you could be setting yourself up for disaster. But if you wait until the board is more stable, you may miss out on a lot of points. And of course, if you draw a face down tile and it's a high scoring one, you must place it, and everybody else at the table gets a chance to react to that tile before you do. You could be gifting them points and leaving nothing for yourself. Also, at the start of each round, each player is dealt a single tile, a single piece of information only for them that can inform their decisions and sometimes make them tougher. As the pool of face down tiles becomes smaller, that secret information becomes more valuable. Holding onto your own tile until the late game can be hugely advantageous, especially if everyone else has already played their tiles. You will be the only person at the table with 100% knowledge of which tiles are left in the pool. But sometimes you will want to play your tile early, to capitalise on someone's mistake, or to secure a big haul of points, or to establish an early lead that could cause other players to start playing more carelessly. Furthermore, you have to think about what kind of strategy you are going to adopt in any given round. Do you want to play in an attempt to maximise your own points, or would you rather play hazard tiles to damage your opponent's efforts? And then you have to worry about managing your personal resource pool, your cameras. Play your cameras too early in the game and you will have no tricks left up your sleeve, and you may be setting yourself up for a lot of negative points. But if you leave it too late to make your move, you may not get to play your cameras at all as spaces on the board fill up, leaving you with a points deficit you can't claw back. And which cameras should you play? You will always get your level 1 cameras back in each round, but they won't score many points. You lose the high value ones, but if you play them at the right time, they can secure victory. For a game that boils down to place a tile or place a camera, the number of decisions you have to grapple with is rather impressive. I have said many times before, I love simple games that still offer engaging experiences with lots of decisions. I am always happiest when I can focus on gameplay rather than rules. Cosmolancer is a gold standard example of that. It even manages to cram in 3 game variants, one where you score each row or column as it's completed, one which all but eradicates luck by removing the element where players are dealt 1 tile at random each round, and one where players don't recover any of their cameras in each round and the game continues until no players have cameras remaining. Overall, Cosmolancer is a beautifully formed abstract strategy experience, packaged with interesting variants and wrapped in delightful art that elevates the streamlined gameplay. The result isn't just out of this world, it dances among the stars. And that's all I have to say about that. Thank you to Avalon Hill and Kent Caliber for sending Cosmolancer for a review, and thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really like the video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so, and hopefully I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone, bye bye.